Welcome! This video is going to show beginning artists how to do a one-point perspective drawing. This video is great for someone who's brand new to perspective drawing. To understand how to do a drawing, you'll want to make sure that your drawing has these two crucial parts: a horizon line, that's where the sky meets the ground, and a vanishing point. For this one-point perspective drawing, we'll have one vanishing point on the horizon line. There are three key lines to understand with this drawing. The first are lines that are converging. These lines are diagonal and they go towards the vanishing point. The second type of lines are parallel lines. These lines run horizontal and they're always going to be parallel to the horizon line. The third kind of line are perpendicular lines. These are lines that meet at a 90-degree angle with your horizon line. They're very straight up and down and vertical. All right, so let's get started. Our first step is to make the railroad tracks. I'm using a program called Autodesk Sketchbook, which is a free program. I like it because it can do layers, but any program that can do layers should be great for this project. The first thing I'm going to do is add a one-point perspective template as a layer, and then I'm going to add another layer on top. That template is available at the link below. Sketchbook's a cool app because it allows you to add this perspective feature where you can set your vanishing point, and then it makes your lines either converging, parallel, or perpendicular. So my first step is to draw these railroad lines. They're going to be parallel to my horizon line. They're going to be more detailed and larger at the front of the drawing, but as they go back to that vanishing point, they're going to get smaller, closer together, and less detailed. So I'm adding in these little notches, but you'll notice off in the distance they all kind of start to blur together, so you don't have to do too much detail there. I'm going to also add some wood grain to the more detailed pieces of plank in the very front of my railroad. Step 2 is to add the buildings to your drawing. This step's really cool because it brings together all three types of lines. I'm first going to make some sidewalks on the side of our railroad tracks, converging diagonal lines. When we're drawing buildings, we're going to have two sides, the front side and the side view. The front side I'm going to draw first, a top and bottom line that are parallel to my horizon line, and then two sides that are perpendicular to my horizon line. The side view lines are going to be converging back to the vanishing point, and then we're going to end the building with a perpendicular line. If you'd like to add in any windows to this building, you'll want to map out those windows, front side, parallel, and side view converging. Any lines that run up and down on the front side are going to be perpendicular, and also on the side view, perpendicular, nice and straight and up and down. Let's add in some more details like a little doorway, following our perspective rolls. On that front side, I'm going to add in another rectangle for the window. Step 3, adding some more details. I'm going to start by finalizing these windows, adding some framing, and just giving them a little bit more style. The next thing we're going to do is add a chimney onto the very top of the building. The front sides straight up and down. The top of the chimney angles back. We can also follow the same rules that we did with our first building to add another building way off in the distance. Add a little smoke and some bricks. Step 4, some street lights. These are fun to draw. So I'm first just going to add a couple little shrubberies off by my building. You can get creative with the different things that you add into your drawing. So whenever we're adding these street lights, we want to remember our rules. Closer to the vanishing point, they're going to get smaller and closer together and less detailed. further away from the vanishing point, larger and more detailed. So what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that the tops and the bottoms of each of my streetlights meet at the same converging line using my guideline template. These lines are going to be perpendicular to my horizon line, so they're straight up and down. I'm going to add in some details to my streetlights. If you'd like, you can make these trees following the same rules. Step 5, we're going to add some more details. I like this step because it lets you be kind of cartoony and quirky with your drawing. So in the very back, I'm going to draw a sun setting, define that horizon line, and then I'm going to add some clouds. The clouds that are closer to the sun are going to be smaller, and as they move away from the sun and up to the top of your paper, they're going to be larger. You can have some overlapping and have fun getting a little cartoony with this part of the drawing. Step 6, the fun part, let's add some color. If you're working digitally like me, you'll want to make sure that you have a layer of color underneath the layers that you did your lines on. This makes coloring so much easier. You can color by still allowing those black lines to be visible on top. I'm using just kind of a expressive watercolor brush, kind of like an airbrush, and I'm just adding in some color. Since it's a sunset, the sides that's away from the sun are going to be darker. So you'll notice that those flat sides are always a little darker in my coloring here. Have fun, get creative with the way that you're using color. If you have any black lines that you need to erase, you can go back to that layer and clean that up with an eraser. Feel free to add some shadows and get creative with this. Kind of reminds me of a watercolor and ink drawing, but digital. So really exaggerate those shadows. You can even make a little bit of soft light coming from those street lights. Once your color's all complete, make sure that you save your work and enjoy. Here's a picture of our final 1-point perspective digital drawing. I hope you found this video tutorial to be helpful. Feel free to subscribe for more videos from Make a Mark Studios, helping you to make your mark through art.